Today, we're going to be building Joel Embiid, his NBA championship dream team. I actually like Embiid as far as I think he is one of the best big men we have ever seen. I think he's one of the most skilled big men we have ever seen. And as long as he can stay healthy, I think he can continue being as dominant as he's really been. I mean, honestly, again, like if you take away the first 4 years or whatever of his career that he was hurt, like he came out of nowhere and just started dominating. So today we're going to build him a team and win him an NBA championship. First things first, for our starting small forward, I'm actually going to go with Kyle Kuzma. I mean, there's been reports that the Wizards are looking to move on from him or looking to trade him, or if he's looking to move on from them. Regardless, Kuzma is just not obviously happy in Washington, and I actually like Kuzma on the Sixers. He's a good shooter, he's a good rebounder, and overall, he's actually a pretty decent playmaker. So depending on what the Sixers needed him to do, he can do a little bit of everything. Maybe not defense, but we got other guys for that. Next up, for our defense, we are going to be trading for Jeremy Grant. Now, the Sixers originally had Jeremy Grant, and they should have honestly kept him, but I actually like Grant a lot. I think he's a pretty underrated player in the NBA. Not only is he a good finisher and a good defender, but he actually is a walking bucket. Like, people don't understand. This man can go out and drop 30 on you out of nowhere, but again, also lock you down on the other side of the floor. So I actually like Jeremy Grant next to Embiid. Next up, we're going to be getting Marcus Smart to be our starting shooting guard. Now, I actually really do like Smart in the sense that we're going to keep Harden. It's a little bit of a spoiler, I guess, but we're going to keep Harden. I think Harden is the literal perfect fit next to Embiid. I think when Embiid is struggling, Harden is the perfect player to go out and get a bucket. But while Embiid's going off, you have Harden that's there to literally feed him all game and really make sure he gets the ball in good positioning and everything. Just last night, they dominated the Detroit Pistons. Again, I get it, it's the Pistons, but Harden had a triple-double at halftime. He's just really solid and obviously still a good superstar in the NBA. So I think pairing somebody that is a lockdown defender next to Harden is a really good idea. Now, the final piece we're going to be trading for is somebody that I haven't traded for yet that I actually think is a really underrated player. That is going to be Rui Hachimura. Now, the reason why I'm trading for him is because the Wizards have already, again, reportedly said that they want to get rid of him. Now, I know I did trade for Kuzma, and I'm trading for another player from the Wizards. I could have done it in just one trade. I get that, but I wanted to kind of talk about him separately in the sense that, again, I like him because he is, again, a very underrated player. He does a little bit of everything, and I feel like because he's in a really weird rotation, he kind of gets overshadowed a lot. So he could be the guy off the bench that is really going to help us elevate ourselves to an NBA championship team. So this is going to go ahead and be our rotation here. James Harden at that point guard position, Marcus Smart at the 2, Kyle Kuzma at the 3, Jeremy Grant at the 4, and Joel Embiid at the 5. Off the bench, we have D'Anthony Melton and Rui Hachimura. Now, Melton, I think, is the most underrated pickup out of any team in the NBA, at least that I can think of as of right now in real life. Melton is beyond the best piece I think that the Sixers could have gotten. Outside of maybe Cam Reddish, I love D'Anthony Melton, though, on the Sixers. He is so good and really is putting up good numbers. Montrezl Harrell, though, and Shake Milton are going to round out the bench for us. So, again, we're keeping a good amount of players on this team. I think the Sixers are already close to becoming championship contenders. They just need a few additional pieces, or half the NBA, whatever you want to call it there. So first game of the season, we do beat the Celtics, we beat the Bucks, and we beat the Spurs. So pretty good first week of the NBA season. We obviously took Marcus Smart and we gave them PJ Tucker, which Tucker's really not that bad on the Sixers either. Embiid, though, a dominant game. Look at Harden, 20 and 17. That is what I'm talking about. Jeremy Grant with 20 as well. Kuzma had a bad shooting game, but relatively decent numbers going up against the Milwaukee Bucks. Again, Kuzma, there's a good bounce back game. Harden, another double-double. Melton with 18. Again, that is what I'm talking about. He is just a dominant player. Against the Spurs, Embiid almost had a triple-double. Where is Harden? Harden had another double. Oh, my God. I'm telling you, Harden is that guy, man. He is really that guy. Let's go ahead and sim through the first 3 weeks of the NBA, and then we will cut to the trade deadline here. We are starting off dominating the NBA right now, going 10-0 to start the year. A Harden triple-double there. Harden, another triple-double there. Harden, oh my God, look at Embiid, man. That is a dominant game from Embiid if I've ever seen one. Another double-double there. I really wanted to see the Washington Wizards, though, to see how Kuzma and Rui played against their former teams, and they did kind of mid, I guess. I mean, I get it. It's kind of hard for them to do the thing. Look at this team, though. Look at Smart, 17, 8, and 12, and Harden, 11, 8, and 12. That is a team if I've ever seen one. Here we are at the trade deadline, and we are 40-13 here. So let's go ahead and take a look at the player stats at the midway point, basically, of the season. Harden and Embiid leading the way. Surprise, surprise. Harden with a double-double, Embiid with a double-double, both playing very well. Harden shooting 46% from 3, and Embiid shooting, technically rounding up, 44% from 3. Jeremy Grant and Kuzma both putting in 15. Again, this is what you need out of your role players. I mean, and off the bench, we have 2 guys averaging double digits, which is good. Smart, 8 points, 7 assists. Really good with 2 steals a game. You love to see it. Montrezl Harrell with 6.5 and 4 off the bench. Even Shake Milton putting in 4 per game. Really liking what I'm seeing from this team here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the NBA standings and see where we are. Points per game wise, we are the third best offensive team and the first best defensive team, barely though. And we do have the best point differential in the NBA, obviously. So let's go ahead and take a look at that all-star draft here. Joel Embiid was an all-star starter. Same thing with James Harden. Could we get Kuzma or Jeremy Grant? Probably not, and we don't. So we only have 2 players this time, but I think that kind of makes sense. Not even going to say it, but, I mean, going through the awards here. Oh, I thought we were doing the Giannis one still. We do get Coach of the Year, though, with Doc Rivers. He does obviously take home, well, yeah, Coach of the Year. Embiid on the All-NBA second team. Harden on the All-NBA first team. I was going to say, wait, Harden should be at least on one of them, and that is going to do it for that. We obviously had to have been the first seed, which we were, going up against the Indiana Pacers in round number 1. Okay. As far as the NBA standings go, let's see. We finished second in points per game, and we were actually dropped a little bit as far as the best defensive team. Still had the highest point differential, though, and again, 61 and 21. Not bad. Round number 1 against the Indiana Pacers, again, should be an easy sweep, as it is. We do lose game 1 to the Heat. Now, this is going to be interesting because the Heat were the best defensive team in the NBA this season. Harden put up 16 rebounds. Like what am I looking at? That is insane. We do tie it up, though, 1-1. Again, these are the games at home, so we kind of needed to win both of these. But, hey, they got home court, and they do take game number 1, led by a huge game from Bam and Oladipo. Not bad at all. Please tell me Harden's not going to choke in the playoffs again, as we do lose game number 4. Are we going to lose? We do go down 3-2, but, I mean, we would do win a game here. Really good game. We got to fight back. Can we win? We do. We tie it up with 7 games. So are they going to blow a 3-1 lead? This team is fighting, man. We won by 6. And it took Harden dropping 36, 8, and 13. And Embiid dropping 31, 19, and 5 with Melton with 20 off the bench as well. Can we win game 7? And we do. So they blew a 3-1 lead. And now we are going up against the Atlanta Hawks. Jeremy Grant starting it off with a really big game. Look at Trae Young. He's obviously fighting, but we do win game number 2. Harden, a 40-point game, 43 free throws as a team. Not really surprised, as we do win another game, and we go up 3-0. So I'm pretty sure it's safe to say that we are going to the NBA Finals, which we do, and we are going up against the Memphis Grizzlies. So Sim God loses to Ja, and the other Sim God gets swept by the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves have been pretty dominant in these sims, I can't even lie, which is pretty interesting. But we do take game 1, 4-point win, Embiid leading the way. Ja obviously doing his thing, trying to fight for his life out here. We do win game number 2, led by Kyle Kuzma. I will take that. Game number 3, we do take as well, led by James Harden. Who else? And we do sweep them for the NBA championship. So it got a little scary there. Harden is your finals MVP. But yeah, it gets a little scary going up against Miami Heat. Again, going down 3-1, coming back and winning. Definitely a W. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hit that like button if you guys want to see more of these. And be sure to comment down below who we should do next.